know. Life, I know, that compares to pure imagination. Take a look and you'll find into your imagination. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Wanna change the world? Smoke 2 blunts, then do it. No? There is no life I know that compares to pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. All right, so let's go ahead and start the show. Let's get it popping. Shout out my nigga Stay Sunny Tay. You know where you at, baby. You know what's going on. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m.-ish today. Start you a blunt, let's get high in this bitch. Hey. Oh, my percussion was off. Fuck. Wake and bake with BMO. Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Wake and Bake with BMO. I am your host, BMO. Let's make sure before we do anything, we're saying good morning to the ISO on my camera, to the fertilizer in my soil, okay, to the brown leaves of my foliage. Good morning to the lady of the house. Good morning.
Hey, Sweethaht. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm cool. It's Tuesday. It's sunny.
Yeah, it's mad sunny today. We got all the curtains.
Yeah, you look all. I don't know. You look different, but
I look different.
Yeah. Not saying that you look bad, but you look. I'm about to put my foot in my mouth. But yeah, you look good. It looks good.
So you got to say, I look dusty. What's going on?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's the think bigger and the light. And
it's the white. That's what it is. Matter of fact, could you do me a favor? Turn the white down on the light. Make it a little more orange-tastic for me. We get a good bounce. I think. I don't know. I can't see in real time. I don't know. I can't.
That might be too much.
That might be too much?
Let's see.
Let's see here. Oh, no. Oh. On Instagram, it look fine.
Oh, it does? Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and let's make sure we're saying good morning to the lady of the house. Good morning, lady of the house. How you feeling? You said you was...
Cool.
You said I look different this morning.
Yeah.
You see the lady out trying to call me earlier this morning. I said that, right? I'm just dusty. As always, we want to give a huge shout out to the Washington Informer Bridge, WI Bridge DC, on all social media platforms, WIBridgeDC.com online, so you can get abreast of what's going on. We always thank the Washington Informer for being legacy media to keep us on task, in task. Again, thank you for watching Wake and Bake with BMO. This is your chance to be abreast of what's going on in the ins and outs of blackness, and we can build some new blueprints. If you're here now, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. We need to tell the algorithm that people are actually fucking with us. But, what are we supposed to, I think too hard. Let's just go ahead and, I'm thinking way too hard. It is Tuesday. It means we have some great things that we want to talk about this morning. The lady of the house is looking around because I think she just remembered that her segment is here in a moment. We got some great things we want to talk about. It's Tuesday, so we're not doing the Paul Roach and Negro of the Week. It means we have to call somebody to task. And this morning, I'm not going to lie, I put it on the story. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about who we got to call the task this morning, mostly because some of these people will be joining the conversation. And this is, as the folks when I was with Superman would tell me, this is a high-level conversation. We might have us a master student, grad student conversation this morning, but y'all niggas will be all right. DKA! We also want to play the election blame game. I hate you more. It's gonna get worse until America's no more. We're gonna play the election blame game this morning. It's gonna be a good one. But before we do all of that, because it's Tuesday, and because we need to be grounded sometimes in facts, we got Sweethaht's Black Fact. Sweethaht, you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, for sure. Sweethaht's Black Fact. Who we got this morning? What we got going on?
Okay, on November 15th, 218 BC.
What? What? Okay, go ahead.
Hannibal, a full-blooded Negro, marching through conquered territory in Spain and France, performed the astounding feat of crossing the Alps. With only 26,000 of his original force of 82,000 men remaining, he defeated Rome, the mightiest military power of that age, who had 1 million men in every battle for the next 15 years.
Wait, what?
Hannibal is the father of military strategy. His tactics are still taught in the leading military academies of the U.S., England, France, Germany, and other lands.
Wait, what? Hold on, start over. The year threw me off. Wait, say it again.
On November 15th, 218 BC, Hannibal, a full-blooded Negro marching through conquered territory in Spain and France, performed the astounding feat of crossing the Alps. With only 26,000 of his original force of 82,000 men remaining, he defeated Rome, the mightiest military power of that age, who had 1 million men in every battle for the next 15 years. Hannibal,
218 BC is what you said?
Yeah. That's kind of wild.
Fuck!
Right. He's the father of military strategy.
A nigga named Hannibal.
Hannibal, yeah.
Crossed the Alps.
Crossed the Alps.
First off, that sounds hard enough by itself.
Right.
And 218 BC? Did they have bubble coats in 218 BC, bro?
Hell nah.
Because how the hell you stay warm in the Alps? They had beanies in 218 BC? This might be a dumb question. They had boots in 218 BC? I'm just asking. Bro, I don't know.
They're probably like the OG fur boots, like made out of, animal fur and, wrapped around their foot or something.
Jeez.
Right.
And he whipped Rome's ass?
They had 1 million people and he defeated them with 26,000.
Two questions.
What's up?
Two questions. I want to know how.
Right.
How. I want to know how by way of a fictional Hollywood movie. Where is that?
Oh, there's more context.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Hannibal is usually depicted as a white man.
What? Of course he is.
Right. But his coins in the British Museum in the Museo Certoriano, Rome, show him to have been an African of purest type with rings in his ears.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Colonel Hannibert, perhaps the leading authority on Hannibal, declares that none of the several differing portraits now exhibited as Hannibal is he. We do not possess any authentic portrait of Hannibal, he says. These coins were struck by Hannibal while he was in Italy. In the absence of other information, and the most logical argument is that they bore his own effigy, the more so, as the several kinds of them bear the same likeness. Above all, let us remember that he was an African.
Yo.
So he was a real nigga.
Yeah, he is a real nigga with hoops.
Yeah, hoops.
So you guys, hey, there, man, look, man. I don't know if you're queer or not, but you can't be fucking with queer folks. Okay? They'll tell your community, they'll tell your civilization apart.
What?
What happened?
Maurice says, I got some dope Hannibal artwork. Of course you do.
Of course you do. Because, why wouldn't you? You see behind me, why wouldn't you have some Hannibal artwork? The second question I have, though, is, how trash was Rome? Because, you got 1 million people and 26,000 people whipped your ass. How trash was Rome at military fighting? Was they just doing fucked up 101s? What the fuck was Rome on if you just got your ass whipped by 26,000 people?
And didn't their whole empire crash anyway?
What the fuck?
Not have an empire anymore. Yeah.
Part of this is the brilliance of the black mind, but the other part of this is how dumb was Rome? I need some wow. Wow.
We got some comments too.
Okay, what we got?
Let's see. Drew says, I've been to the Alps, the mountains ain't no joke. That's crazy.
Say what now?
Drew's been to the Alps and he said the mountains ain't no joke.
Yeah, so in 218, 216, whatever the fuck it was.
BC.
God damn.
And then Geronimo says animal for you seen The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio.
But it ain't had no souls. That's what I'm saying.
It's all just
That's why it's all loose at the bottom. That's what I'm saying. They ain't had no red bottoms in 218. They ain't had no Timberland bottoms in 218. How the fuck you get to the mountains with just fur on your foot?
Red bottoms is crazy.
Well, I gotta tell you, I got a story to tell you about Christian Louboutin. Did I already talk about Christian Louboutin on here?
Not on the show.
I didn't talk about Christian Louboutin on here? Mm-mm. All right, he might be a nominee for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week, because, yeah, a Negro. Spoiler alert.
We also got some good mornings from Drew, Maurice.
Good morning. We got my man Wave on the line. My man the Big Dog is on the line. What's up, Big Dog?
Geronimo says, peace, y'all. Typing this for the algorithm. We appreciate that.
Geronimo!
And then Drew says, I'm hyped because I got 4 new subs and my latest video got over 1,900 views.
Come on.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Come on. Now, I know the feeling, baby. I got 4 subs. Okay, we are 250, I think. We made our way to we on the road to 1,000, baby. We on the road. Can you turn my ISO up a little bit? Okay, for sure. I got a little. The sun is a little dynamic, as it will be. Okay, sweetheart, thank you for that black fact. That was beautiful. Damn, Hannibal. Shout out to my nigga Hannibal.
And Drew says a good enough technique can always win over brute strength. That's true.
Yeah.
Niggas strategizing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe the originator of the new blueprints, Hannibal.
Oh.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. We have something interesting to talk about here. And Geronimo, I want to be careful.
Uh-oh.
You feel me? Because what I'm about to talk about may upset the hidden order here in the district. This morning, I want to talk about and pizza. But I want to do it in a way, but I want to talk to the people who actually give a fuck. Because and pizza don't give a fuck. So let's just outline the story. Can we start there, sweetheart? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Start with and pizza. Okay. So October 20th-ish. Can't remember the exact date. You can go ahead and put up the first image, sweetheart. October 20th-ish, and Pizza sends out a blast email and a press release displaying their newest project, their newest dessert, which are called the Marionberry Knots. Marionberry Knots because they are made with Marion berries. If you didn't know, Marionberry it's a double entendre. Yeah. We have the mayor for life, one of the few black mayors of a Democratic city, Marionberry. And we also have the second half of the entendre, Marionberries, which are actual berry. Like you have blackberries, you have blueberries, and you have Marionberries. Never had a Marionberry.
Yeah, same.
But I know Marionberry. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
One of these individuals was the last president of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. The other one of these grows on trees. Okay. But I could understand how a pizza institution born here in Washington, D.C. would use Marionberry and Marionberry to create a double entendre. What I did not expect when I saw the press release, what I did not expect to see when I got the text message, what I did not expect to see when I got the email, because I'm a fan of and Pizza's marketing, which is a very weird statement to say in capitalism. I'm a fan of your marketing. But I am. You remember the and pizza text we used to get during the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
Them shits was hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious to the point it was like, you know what? I will get and pizza tonight.
Right.
I will have me some and pizza tonight. Right?
I even texted them back one time like, oh, y'all got it. And they responded.
And my homegirl, Camille, from Superman, she used to work at and pizza.
Okay.
So I text her all this is going on. I'm like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Yeah. And she's like, yo, when I was there, which means there's been a regime change. When I was there, we was about some progressive shit. We was on that left-leaning shit. We was on that funny shit, that black-centric shit.
Right.
But when the CEO left and I left, then they became punk rock. And if you know the history of punk rock is nothing but the assimilated sounds of black rock. So we already know what's going on with the CEO. Let me get to the point, B-Mo. So what happens is Marionberry Knots come out and they come with a tagline and a little white package, little baggie that comes with you that said they will blow you away. Meaning Marionberry Knots with a little bit of powder sugar is supposed to insinuate a double entendre of respecting somehow Marion Barry by also making fun of his drug abuse and probably the most notorious moment in black political history.
Yeah.
Whether right or wrong, whether you think it's good or not, this is inappropriate for a pizza shop. Mm-hmm. This might be funny on Tumblr from a random nigga. Might be funny. This might be funny from a joke page or a meme page who is pointing out racial ambiguities, pointing out a race as a way to create humor. Might be funny. This is a restaurant.
Right.
This is a place that is a business. And as we discussed on the last episode of Wake and Bake with B-Mo, the purpose of business is not to make money. The purpose of business is to deliver services and goods to your community. Mm-hmm. The exchange rate for that service and goods is money. But this is not appropriate for the people who are founded in Washington, D.C. So, rightfully so, you can go to the next one, sweetheart. Rightfully so, the people boycotted. Individuals from Don't Mute D.C., is it the switch off? Mm-hmm. Individuals from Don't Mute DC, individuals from the radical progressive organization Harriet's Dream, which we've had a story about. I saw some of the young cadets and some of the young Harriet's Dreams go face to face at the MLK March. It was such a beautiful sight to see. Such a beautiful sight to see. All these future black cops and all these future black radicals going head to head in this moment. Such a beautiful thing to see. And then also, what's the third person on that? Was it Everlasting? I can't read the...
It says hope.
Just hope?
It's like some smaller words, but
okay, for sure. And there's another organization. This organization in Academy DC, they come together and they create the Not in DC Coalition. Geronimo, here's where I'm finna get in trouble, because as much as I want to talk shit about Not in DC, as much as I want to talk shit about And Pizza, the actual people I came to talk shit about this morning are not in DC. Mm-mm. Some of these people, the Don't Mute DC people, the Harriet's Dream DC people, some of these people are my friends. Kiana Jones from Congress Site Art and Cultural Friends, consider her friend.
Yeah.
I don't consider him a friend, but Ronald Moulton, I think, is one of the most powerful men in Washington, D.C., just opened up the Go-Go Museum. In charge of this Not in DC Coalition. Bimo, why you got an attitude? I have an attitude because I feel like they sold us short. And this morning, with love, I would like to go over their decision-making process, what exactly happened, why they called off the boycott, and the things that they settled for. And I'm going to demonstrate, hopefully, how they have come up short, how they have depended on a tradition of survival, that's coming up later, in order to appease the now, in order to, I don't know what their ultimate goal is, but essentially they have called off the boycott between DC residents who may have been upset by the Marion Barry post and Pizza. Means these people say we are 100% endorsing you going back to And Pizza to have their mid-ass pizza now. Because it changed, right? If you've been an And Pizza fan, it's not the same it was in 2019. It's changed. Got a little flat, got a little flavorless, got a little weak. Now what?
A little greasy.
A little greasy, a little cheap. Not the same. Hit the next joint for me, sweetheart, because I forgot what I was about to talk about. What's the next one?
It's the email, I think.
Okay. So, while this is happening, I feel like this... Huh?
Response, not... It's called response.
Okay.
I don't know. You got two bits of email.
They got my email and a response email, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so... I'm trying to think, what would be best for the story? Should I read my email or should we read their email?
The non-DC email? Oh, no. You should read yours.
I should read yours and then theirs. Okay. And here's what so when I say I feel like they sold us short, here's an email that I wrote to And Pizza. I sent it a couple of times before the boycott ended and before Not in DC was announced as their community partner or whatever, right? I want to read this to y'all and I hope everything is okay because I'm going to read. Are we ready? You can put up my email.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon. Too long didn't read. They are not disgruntled. They want to be customers. One evening, my great-grand aunt was at dinner with President Franklin D. Roosevelt and First Lady Eleanor. FDR made an offhanded comment about some rumored protests from a group of people who had been denied a series of government contracts. Merely considered them Merely considering them disgruntled, the president asked my aunt, did she know any of the denied? My aunt, fully aware of the bubbling turmoil and after seeing in writing potential bids, responded to the president with a perspective-shifting truth. They are not disgruntled. The president took heed of my aunt's warnings, which led to the integration of the U.S. military and the creation of the Tuskegee Airmen. 20 years later, a secretary at the local law firm was harassed on her way home from work. She was arrested and booked for a crime that we would consider atrocious today. The harassing party had a meeting with the lawyers of the secretary. These lawyers gave the warning that my aunt gave the president decades earlier. Unlike the president, this group decides to dismiss the disgruntled because at the very least, this lady had broken the law. 377 days later, layoffs, and near closure, the Montgomery Bus Company integrated buses before any law would. I am writing you with an ancestral warning. These people are not disgruntled. They are activated. The question is, do you want to be president for 4 terms or almost bankrupt by Black Friday 2025, while a movement happens in spite of you? Metaphorically speaking, of course. This email is coming out of the blue, but we have worked together several times for after-school programs, and we have shared relationship with Superman. I am also a fan of your stance as a company and text message marketing. I started the new Blueprint Brain Trust for this exact reason. I want to be clear. I am not here to shame you. Opposite, I want to present a strategy that pivots boycott energy and to profit from the same people you have disrespected. This is more than survival. This is a tipping point. If you are interested in new Blueprint Trust, right? I send this over to the people. Mm-hmm. What you think, sweetheart? Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to do me a favor.
Okay.
And pizza, they didn't email me back. They don't got to email me back. They don't know me. I'm not Ron Moulton. You know what I mean? I'm not Don't Mute DC. You know what I'm saying? I'm just B-Mo Brown. Right? Do me a favor, sweetheart, if you can, huh?
Just.
Oh, I'm sorry for the just. Excuse. I broke my own rule. I'm B-Mo Brown. If you could, sweetheart, do me a favor. Read just the middle portion of the Don't Mute DC and Pizza community announcement. The things that they want to promise to the community.
Their response email?
Yeah, that's their response email, yeah.
Okay. It's going to take a second to...
You might have to interact so you can...
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Just the middle part where they start listing stuff.
Okay, some but not all of our commitments include establishing partnerships with minority-owned businesses across DC with the provision of resources that are critical in helping such businesses grow. Dollars and resources earmarked for creating an internship program for local high school and HBCU students to intern at And Pizza. Help develop programs that invest in underserved communities, such as mentorship programs and job training. Diversity training with an ongoing commitment to cultural awareness programs and contributions to racial justice and systemic inequality organizations deeply rooted in the DC community.
That's all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's why I have an attitude. I have an attitude with the Not in DC coalition because I believe that they settle for tokenism. I think post George Floyd, Summer of Enlightenment, I think these individuals got together with unbound, unchecked ignorance and decided to implement and repeat strategies they had seen companies do during the Summer of Enlightenment. That Summer of Enlightenment is the time that we saw Target say we're going to give $200 million to encourage black folks to be entrepreneurs. Microsoft, we're going to give $100 million to organizations. Shea Moisture said we're going to give $1 million to black folks to make sure that we can create the next millionaire. And had you just been witnessing these practices by these corporations, you would think that the things outlined by Not in DC, those things would be great. Those things are worth applause. Those things are worthy enough to call off a boycott of probably one of our most impactful black politicians in history. And I'm coming to say, and the reason why I'm nervous, Geronimo, the reason why I'm nervous, Lady of the House, is because these are very powerful black folks. Yeah. And I'm coming to tell them you didn't do enough. You sold us short. And I'm calling you to task. Because I believe that the most of us who have seen all these things that happened from 2020 beyond and saw how corporations responded will settle for these things because they sound good, they feel like they are beneficial to the community, but in actuality, they are just another form of suppressed blackness. Hit the next joint. Is the social structure joint next?
Yeah.
Hit the social structure joint. And the reason why I bring this up, we brought this up last season. It has been my estimation in watching just how the social structure works, that this is how things progress in America as it comes to black folks. We have the great before, we have been enslaved, we have mimicry, mockery, segregation, and then tokenism. Tokenism, of course, we all know what tokenism is. There's one black person over there. We want to make sure that we are bringing much benefit and bringing much attention to this black person to let everybody know that we're cool with black people. Mm-hmm. And what I see in this not in DC thing is we're cool with black people. We're going to give some money to these tokenized situations and y'all get the fuck out the way. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
What I didn't see, what I think would have been the progressive step is let's get away from tokenism. Where's the least independence? Where's the ownership? And I read my email mentioning my great aunt, Mary McLeod Bethune, and mentioning Rosa Parks because I truly believe that this moment of disrespect is a tipping point.
Yeah. Not
a point for apology, not a point to say we fucked up, not a point to point out that we understand even the importance of what Marion Barry is. I think this is a tipping point. I think this is an opportunity for us to actually get least independence, to seek ownership, to reach out for new blueprints beyond what we are already settled for. So my question is, why did not in DC settle for basically charitable program donations when Ann Pizza could have been sponsoring the Go-Go Museum?
Right.
Why did they settle for internships when the U Street Ann Pizza should now be Or Pizza, a black-owned pop-up sponsored by Ann Pizza? All profits going back to this black-owned organization. Mm-hmm. How is it that we are settled with just picking pieces of liberated movements, but not fully seeking full liberation? This was a moment, Ron Moten. This was a moment, Harriet's Dream. This was a moment, DC Academy, that we could have shifted their hate into actual sustainable, systemic progress for us. But we settled for tokenism. Mm-hmm. And while I am posing the question as I break my desk, while I am posing the question of what happened, why did we settle? I have an answer. Okay. The niggas are so focused on survival that it'll kill them.
Yeah.
That's all I got. We're going to come back with the more of the survival conversation after the break, but that's all I got for now. Sweetheart, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the question of why did they settle is very valid. But yeah, I think it unfortunately is about survival. And also, I'm not sure, but do you think there's a case of them not fully knowing their power?
I think they think their power extended to the boycott.
Okay.
That the power they could have was holding the disrespect against Ann Pizza, and that we could hold the boycott, and when we release the boycott, that'll be the end of our power. But again, I've seen Harriet's Dream work on progressive and revolutionary strategies. What happened here?
Is it that it was quickly orchestrated, or I don't know.
I don't know.
Geronimo says, I don't disagree with you, but I'll have to explain why what you prescribed didn't happen.
You got to, yeah, you don't have to. You're going to have to. And you're going to have to describe why you don't agree with me. We're going to have to have a whole conversation. Got any other comments?
Maurice says, peace, brother BMO.
Hey, good morning, brother.
And Kendall says, good morning, beautiful people. Hey, Kendall.
Hey, appreciate that. Ken is on Instagram right now, said, your mind, the think bigger sweater. This is true. You got to think bigger.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come right back with more Wake and Bake with B. Mo. Yeah. We're going to let my man Sir EU and President Barack Obama entertain us for this halftime show, and we're going to come back with a larger conversation about why survival will kill us. We'll be right back. Will I roll the blunt in time?
Friends that motivate people, vilify the villains who I know that hate people. How the devil, how he cultivate evil. Focus how he beats you to the bunch of them feed you. Explain this to the people, they will need you. If you damn body it, they gon' eat you. If you not a heavy eight, they gon' beat you. I believe in God, I don't need you. Mommy made me promise to be godly in the people. Starting with stuff and need karma, got be lethal. I was all alone with the slowness, her EU. Real power trio, I consider them equal. I just want to deliver what was given. Power steering through a whole trunk, I'm forgiven. If I wasn't in it for the win, I would have been in the mortician's clinic and looking down on all the living. Shitting on the witnesses is what the kid was given. Forfeiting, I'm finishing the fucking vision. Since I was an infant and my mission was a killer to fulfill it. Was an energetic citizen that I'm still in. Will in, kill him. You already know what we need, I keep Troy B, I be, he, we are, destroy, and I'm a evolved into a devolver, and I earn stripes with a T-talk. And I strike like a T-dog, This is how you get friends and motivate people. Vilify the villains who I know that hate people. Focus on the devil, how he cultivate evil. Notice how he beats you to the punch and then feed you. Explain this to the people and I promise they will need you. If you damn body it, I promise they will eat you. If you not a heavyweight, I promise they gon' beat you. I believe in God, bitch, I don't fucking believe you. Mommy made me promise to be God again the people. Started with Stephanie, the karma got me lethal. I was all alone with the slowness or EO. Real power trio, I consider them equal. I just want to deliver what was given. I was there and do it to the 12. I'm forgiven. If I wasn't in it for the win, I would have been in. No more distance, Lyndon grinning, looking down on all the living. Shitting on the witnesses of what the kid was given. Forfeit and not finishing the fucking vision. This vision since I was a fucking.
All right, we back. Welcome back. I almost finished the blunt. Welcome back to another episode of Wake and Bake with B. Mo. Yeah. We got my man Kenjamin on the line. What's up, Kenjamin? What's up, hey. Crown Kenny? Who else we got on the line? Anybody join while we was gone, Sweethaht? We got any comments?
We do have comments from On Moss Media. They said, what if they had to settle because the masses couldn't hold out long enough, not those, quote unquote, in charge?
Oh. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. That their power was fleeting because niggas got to have they and pizza. Right?
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. Niggas get on my nerves with that shit. It's time for our blunt manifestations though. If you have any blunt manifestations, I would love to see them in the comments. Ironically, not even ironically, interesting enough, our usual blunt manifestation about staying confident, remaining confident, it leads us directly into this next segment. I didn't realize that confidence affects us all.
Yeah.
And we are getting to the point in the season. Was this our third week? Yeah.
Four? Maybe 3rd.
We started on a Thursday. Then we did a full week.
That was.
Then we did last week.
Oh, that was the week before the election, right?
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Yeah, because that would have been the 31st. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is week 4. Technically.
This is week 4.
Yeah.
What I have noticed in the what I have noticed in our production of this show is around this time, once the novelty of the return comes back, once people see the show pops up every Tuesday and Thursday, our audience starts to drop. Well, our live audience starts to drop. We start to go from 10, 12 people, 15 people on the Instagram to 1, 2 people on the Instagram, 3, 4 people on the YouTube. And then my confidence begins to dwindle because it's like, are we still doing the right thing? Are people still seeing? Do they still care? But I want to manifest. That's what I'm manifesting today, the continuance of that confidence, that blind confidence, if you will, because you don't know. You don't know who's watching and you don't know what's going to hit. And you also don't as much as I look at these numbers are not indicative of my markers of success.
Right.
Like, I care that y'all are here. But the fact that there isn't 20 people here doesn't mean that I can't do the show tomorrow.
Right.
That's what I'm manifesting, a continuation of that confidence.
And I also feel like the people who need to be here are here, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What you manifesting, Sweethaht? You want to manifest, go back to the office?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I do not. Yeah, I would like to also manifest confidence, resilience.
Yeah. A resilience of confidence. That's a good one.
Not being tied to outcomes and I guess experiencing and appreciating the journey for what it is.
Yeah.
Because you never know, where it'll end up or how far things will go. And you know how some creators will say, like, oh, just right before I was about to quit, the video blew up or whatever. Yeah. So.
I feel like I've been about to quit for about 3-4 years, though. So. We got any blunt manifestations?
Yes, we do.
By people on Instagram, y'all got some blunt manifestations?
Okay. Drew says, I manifest I get my YouTube channel I'm currently on to get monetized within a year, and I'm able to support myself financially off of my channels. And then he says, do you always, some days are good and some days are, do you always? Some days are good and some days are bad. What matters is you like what you're doing. Right.
Yeah. Sometimes good, sometimes shit.
Kendall says, I was just learning how rage is a signaler to onlookers that moral codes have been broken, i.e. Muhammad lighting himself on fire and sparking Arab Spring. I don't think we get mad enough anymore. Yeah, that's facts.
Interesting.
That's a good point. And then Amos Media said the Ant Pizza fiends couldn't hold out. Yeah. Right.
Fiends. Who fiended for Ant? As my man, actually the editor of the Washington Informer Bridge, when I asked him about it, he said, man, I forgot about Ant Pizza.
Oh, wow.
I remember them now.
Right.
That's such a wonderful insight. I forgot about Ant Pizza. That is the editor for the Washington Informer Bridge. That is the black young voice saying, I have forgotten about your establishment, but your disrespect of my elder, now I know you.
Right.
Now I remember you. I still ain't going back. All right, Sweethaht, let me light this blunt. What I want to do now, it's time to play the election blame game. I hate you more. It's time for the election blame game. Kenny, you're going to love this one, man. You're going to love this one. We have had, this is week 4 now? So we have had 3 winners of the election blame game. And something came crashing to me at the end of last episode. Somebody said something about survival. And I kind of disassociated and was like, survival? Survival? And it actually reminded me of something. Now, I'm not supposed to be talking about football publicly, but I have a very, because we don't like to talk about sports, especially the NFL, but I have a very NFL-inspired thought that I got to share with you. So Cam Newton, you know Cam Newton, Sweethaht, quarterback, black quarterback, arguably one of the best.
He always got the hats.
Huh? Always got the hats. We have a topic on here that we're going to talk about one day, which is Cam Newton and the nuclear family. We're going to talk about that one day. But Cam Newton said in his podcast on 4th and 1, he said on his podcast, he described the story of going back to the Panthers organization, the place that drafted him number one overall, the place that he took to a Super Bowl, that he went almost undefeated for in the season. Quite possibly the greatest Carolina Panther in Carolina Panther history. Yeah. He said he went back for an event, Sweethaht. Said he was in the locker room. Said he went over to the 2nd and 3rd floor, walked around the administrative building, did a whole event in the joint. And at the end of the event, his son, Cam Newton's son, asked him, he was like, "Daddy, how come ain't no pictures of you on the wall?" Cam Newton stepped back, reassessed, and is like, "That's interesting. Right. There are no pictures of me on the wall. Nowhere."
That's kind of great.
In all of the Carolina Panthers facility, there's nothing of Cam Newton. You see, that's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy. And I do not want to give too much credit to these white men who own the Carolina Panthers to say there's some nuanced situation. But when Cam Newton is describing this situation, and he asked the question, why am I being erased from the Carolina Panthers? There is one play. All my football people already know where I'm going with this. There is one play that accurately describes why the Carolina Panthers, from their perspective, have not put Cam Newton into the facility, into the Ring of Honor, have not invited him back for a game. You want to know why?
Why?
Cam Newton chose survival over greatness. Hit the video.
Here he comes, number 58. Von Miller against Mike Rimmers one more time. Cam Newton didn't feel it, didn't step up. The football just taken out of his hand. Cam Newton decides not to dive in there. And
he backed away from it. He jumped away instead of jumping into the pile.
Yep, I guess he made a decision it wasn't worth to go in there and get it. Should have dove in, had a chance to recover it.
Super Bowl 50. Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers are in the Super Bowl playing the Denver Broncos. Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers are playing against the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. At one point, Cam fumbles the football, and he fumbles it towards a pile of players. Instead of diving into the pile, as you just saw, for the people who are just listening, who didn't see that, instead of diving into the pile, Cam Newton backs up.
Yeah.
Later on in another podcast, I couldn't find the clip this morning, Cam Newton says, had he had known that the next year he would tear his labrum, and the next year after that he would break his foot, essentially ending his NFL career, he would have torn every ligament in his body jumping into that pile.
Really?
Yeah. Because after he realized tomorrow was not promised, why am I trying to survive? Simply survive today. Cam Newton recognized that now that I know tomorrow is not promised, why would I focus on surviving today instead of achieving greatness, instead of going after my goals to the fullest? Why would I bitch up today and save it for tomorrow when tomorrow is not guaranteed? And so this morning's election blame game actually goes to survival, because something dawned on me at the end of the last show. Kamala Harris didn't have 2 outcomes. Kamala Harris had 3 outcomes. You could win, you could lose, or you could die.
Yeah.
And I mean that metaphorically, or I even mean that literally.
Right.
The conversation about Kamala Harris post-election is, how come she didn't push more left? How come she wasn't more progressive? How come she didn't try to do revolutionary things that would push our country forward? Then we look at the exit polls after the election and we realize all of America is leaning right. So her attempting to move left and move progressive would have been mute. It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
But why didn't you do it anyway? Why didn't you try anyway? You were in the position. Could it be that she was afraid that she would not survive? And that fear of not surviving is actually the reason why we have a fascist in the White House. Maurice talks about this. We talked about this earlier this season. It's not enough to neutralize the propaganda. We must counter program the propaganda. That is where the solution is. But the problem with counter programming propaganda is that it puts you in a propagandist state. And for black folks to be propagandists, history has shown us that it's dangerous against your life, against your career, against who you are as a person and your identity. It is dangerous to push against the status quo to a certain degree. But tell that to Fred Hampton.
Okay.
Tell that to Malcolm. Tell that to Martin. Tell that to Harriet. Tell that to Freddie. Tell it to Booker T. Tell the WEB. And they gonna look at you like you crazy. You tried to what? They gonna look at you like Cam Newton looked at his career. Here I was in the Super Bowl, had a chance at greatness, but instead I focused on survival. I want to call out, we talk about Kamala Harris and her survival. Also, I want to go back to what I said last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, I called Amp House, Kai Cenat, Agent 00, Duke Dennis, Phantom, and the fifth nigga I don't know. I called them cowards. Because when the time came to defeat fascism, to defeat this fool that is currently going to be our president, they stayed silent. But it didn't dawn on me that they had three options. They could win, they could lose, or they could die. Here you go. And these men decided they would rather survive. I'd like to go back to another blame game winner, Barack Obama. Barack Obama stood in front of potential black men voters and chided them into voting. But it didn't dawn on me that Barack Obama had the same mindset. There are three things that could happen here. I could win, I could lose, or I could die. And it has become painfully aware to me that survival is going to kill us.
Yeah.
When I'm watching football like I shouldn't be, and one team is up 7 with 15 seconds to go, they play a thing called prevent defense. This is where essentially you have all the defenders just back up as far as possible to make sure there's no touchdown happening. You know what the problem with the prevent defense is?
What's up?
If I'm on the 50 and I'm trying not to get niggas to score, there are 49 other yards before you get to the end zone.
Yeah.
And niggas have been so interested in not being scored on, these niggas are on the 1. They're in the red zone. They're about to score. But we were so focused on them not scoring, so focused on surviving, I think we might die from it. That's all I got. Those are my thoughts.
I have a question.
What you got?
How does this apply to all of blackness, like the collective?
I think we've been shook. Like, I can't remember who I was talking to, but like to the people who are aware who Fred Hampton is and died at 21, that's scary.
Yeah, true.
It's one thing. It's like when somebody asked me when I was 20 if I wanted kids. I was like, yeah, I want kids. But now somebody asking me at 35 if I want kids. It's no longer a dream. It's happening. So if you want to be a counter programmer, if you want to be an anti-propagandist, if you want to be pro-black, it's no longer here's what I would do. What are you doing?
Right.
Not in DC. What are you doing? That's when it becomes real. Jada says on Instagram, she says, I thought about that, her not surviving. Scare tactics from the other side.
Yeah.
You got any comments?
Oh, yeah.
What we got?
Let's see. Okay. Jordan says, I feel like this has done some irreversibly bad PR for Aunt Pizza. Drew says, I said blending in is a better survival method than standing out with originality. People are often bashed down for being different. I blame non-college educated white males. I saw an electoral map that showed they had not voted Kamala. Had they not voted, Kamala would have won 513 electoral college votes.
Yeah.
Jordan
True.
says, Cam is the greatest in the Carolina Panthers pantheon. Kirsty says, light it up, Brother B.
What up, Kirsty? That's my homegirl from high school.
Oh, nice. Drew says, Trump knows how to tap into anger a lot of people feel, even if it is baseless.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice says, there's an old football quote from Ricky Waters. For who? For what?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Maurice.
Right. Jordan says, preach, B-Mo. Shamiko says, that game and the game where they chose not to let Marshawn run the ball killed my interest in football. Kirsty said, God damn.
God damn.
Drew says, I think Kamala played it safe because if a radical black woman got on stage and started speaking radically, it would have energized the other side. She wanted safe aunt energy. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that we know what we know,
Yeah.
would it have mattered?
Right.
And maybe this is a lesson that future black politicians can handle, can confront. Because, like, now that we know that you playing it safe and leaning right in order to get what you think is the mass of America's appeal doesn't work. Now what?
Right.
And also, Kamala's what?
60, 59, 60?
Her political career's like low-key in her prime.
Right.
Now what?
Right. Right. Where do you go from here?
Where do you go from here?
Right.
I saw a radical Democratic fan fiction that said Sotomayor should retire now and Joe Biden should nominate Kamala Harris for the Supreme Court and get her through before January. But that's not going to happen. Do you remember when Mitch McConnell blocked all of Barack Obama's Supreme Court justice nominees for a year and a half, saying, oh, he's too close to the election?
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Shamiko says, did you see that Malcolm X's daughters are filing a case against the government? Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So what now?
Malcolm X's daughters are filing a case against the government.
That makes sense.
Against the CIA, I believe.
My nigga Kenny said, since when has she shown she could potentially be radical? I mean, it pops up. It pops up.
True.
When you say, yo, I want to give you $25,000 to buy a house, that ain't no conservative tactic. When she say, I want to give black men millions of dollars to start business, that ain't no conservative tactic. When she says, I want to federally legalize marijuana and put black men at the front of the list of people to get businesses from medical marijuana, that's not even the top of radical, that's not even the top of conservative things here in Maryland. They legalized marijuana. It took them 2 more years to make sure that black folks could be at the front of the legalized business. That's to me when she shows that she has a chance to be radical. But when she says those things and then immediately backs out, that's when I hear, oh, I'm trying to survive.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that me simply saying black men would get a rise out of the other side that would cause attacks towards black men.
Right.
But now that we know that, now what? Keep going with the comments, we are.
Shamiko says Barack could have taken Jill Scott's advice and been silent in that moment.
Oh, Jill Scott.
Right.
Yeah.
Drew says, I also think they're afraid of matching Trump's energy because it's not them and Trump can beat them with experience being radical. Jordan says, you're making sense, BMO. Shamiko says, those martyrs didn't set out to be martyrs, though.
Yeah, that's
true.
the thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think they were, and I'm saying that to say it, I don't think they were setting out to purely survive.
True. Right. They were doing the dangerous thing, knowing that it could have ended badly. In a lot of cases, I guess it did.
I guess I have to ask myself a tough question now.
What's up?
Are we willing to die for this?
I was about to say something. I mean, I feel like I got nothing to lose. Drew says, Trump played on emotions, and you don't beat emotions with logic or reason. You beat it with ethics, and the left isn't squeaky clean. The whole, quote unquote, I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils mentality has allowed the greater of two evils to take power. True.
Trying to survive.
Yeah. Kendall says, like I said, only one person needs to express righteous rage to rally people who are paralyzed by fear. North Africa was oppressed for decades before Muhammad's act of defiance. Micah said these arguments have been on a million today.
Appreciate you, Micah.
Yeah. Geronimo says Fred Hampton wouldn't expect more than what we got from.
Micah, I owe you a text too. My goodness. Do you know what time we be going to sleep around here?
You said I'm going to bed. It was 7:10.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I woke up to a missed call and a long ass text message from Mike, and I was like, "Oh shit! Oh damn!"
And you were like, "Oh, I'm getting up. I'm not going to bed for."
Now, to be fair, I did get up at midnight.
Okay.
I did get up at midnight.
Okay. Geronimo says Fred Hampton wouldn't expect more than what we got from Kamala. Also, have you considered the influence of PACs? The impact of the Powell memo also didn't only benefit conservatives.
Okay, you got to send me some articles, Geronimo. Okay, that might be next week's election blame game. But okay, this week we blaming survival.
Jordan said Kamala's father is also actually a Marxist. Shamiko says they keep asking us to be the next Martin, Malcolm, Angela, Fred, but they weren't trying to be the next anyone. They wanted to solve problems, not be martyrs. That's a good point.
They want us to solve problems, not be martyrs. Who's the they there? And this might be a topic for...
No, it's they wanted to solve problems.
They wanted to solve problems. That's what I'm saying. Who's the they?
Malcolm, Angela, Martin, Fred. Drew says, if Trump is as crazy as I think he is, we may have no choice but to die for our future.
Shit.
And then Jordan says, a coward dies 1,000 deaths.
See, and that's when, after the election, I spent a lot of time quiet. And I said, about 100 times that day.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering, damn, do we gotta be so? Oh God, is it soldier time?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not ready. I'm not a fighter. I'm a faker. I'm scared.
I told you.
There it is. I'm scared. SKED. Scared. I'm scared. Petrified. Because it's no longer, oh, I have a kid one day. Now it's, are you leaving it in tomorrow? What are you doing to prepare? Oh, what you about to say, sweetheart?
Yeah, what Jeannie said, they scared too. Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, I done scared myself into existential dread. Let's go ahead and get to the burning question for the Roach. Oh, you got them.
I got some.
Burning question for the Roach. Ooh, 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 yeah.
I'll let you pick today.
You gonna let me? No, you pick the burning questions for the Roach.
You don't want to just pick.
No, I don't want to pick a card, pick any card. Today's burning question for the Roach is brought to us by a girl, Randy B's Truthing Cards by Randy B. It's time for a conversation. Make sure y'all check out Truthing Cards by Randy B. Black-owned business. Me and Randy B about to get to it. Okay? It's about to be, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. So just accept the Truthing Card questions for now. Head over to Amazon. Time to have a conversation. Kendall, I think when you have all your friends over in Denver, this is what you need. You need your Truthing Cards, just in case you want to get a little spicy. And don't blame it on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we light skin over here, but we radical. You feel me? All right, what you got for us, sweetheart?
Let's see. Okay. Can you be a successful black man or woman without being accused of being a sellout? Do you need to sell out at least some to be successful as a black person in America?
I might have said this already. When Frankie Beverly died, there was no breaking news on the New York Times.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. It was in my personal algorithms trending topics, but I'm not sure if it was a national trending topic. Right. I don't recall any news stories about Frankie Beverly dying.
Right.
But there was a clip that went out the Monday after he passed where there were about 50,000 black folks in the street of New Orleans, a city he's not from, wearing all white, carrying a casket with his picture in it, celebrating a life of Frankie Beverly. Now, I'm not old enough to know what it was like when Frankie Beverly was actually on and popping. And someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Frankie Beverly ever had to court the white gaze in order to be successful.
True.
Now, I'm saying that to say that in not courting the white gaze, there are, quote unquote, consequences. The consequences are you won't be in the New York Times. The consequences are that you won't have a breaking news or a trending topic when you pass. Those are the consequences. But that does not mean that you aren't successful. So to answer your question directly, how we define success, our markers of success, must be cognizant of the effects of whiteness. So if you can recognize that your success is directly aligned with the tools of whiteness, then maybe you have a problem.
Right.
If your success is capitalistic in nature, if your success is misogynistic in nature, patriarchal in nature, or even survivalistic in nature, appropriating in nature, then yeah, in order for you to be successful, yes, you have to sell out. But you don't have to be Frankie Beverly.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. You don't have to sell out. You can be Frankie Beverly. That is a choice. It's an option. The ancestor, the elder, has showed us the way. You gonna tell all these black folks on here tell me straight to my face Frankie Beverly wasn't successful? There are Frankie Beverly songs in your head right now that I'm pretty sure you don't even know are Frankie Beverly. I'm no like being alone.
I got one playing in my head.
Are you crazy?
Frankie Beverly, but
Happy feelings. Are you crazy?
got golden time of day.
Oh, because the sun's shining right now. That's the golden time of day.
Right. The intro.
Can't get over you. Come on, don't play with me about no Frankie Beverly. This on my black man right here. Are you telling me that after a night of your young days of hoeing and that girl decided she didn't want to spend the night or she ain't want you no more, you ain't play the morning after? Are you telling me after you've never felt after the morning after? Are you crazy? Frankie Beverly is embedded into our cultural tapestry. But he's not successful because New York Times didn't talk about him? How does that translate to your world though? I have to tell my podcast partners all the time, you looking at social media numbers for your success? I got to tell me this all the time. You looking at views as your number of success?
You know what's crazy about that?
What's up?
That doesn't exist. It's not even real. Like, if the CEOs or whoever, developers decided to shut down the apps tomorrow, it's gone. Right? That's it.
It's gone.
And you still have real life. Like, it's not about the numbers and the metrics and the...
I understand. I get why.
Yeah, right.
I get why.
Yeah.
Because with those numbers, you get the New York Times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get headline. You know what I'm saying? You get to be that nigga.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You get the millions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then I asked you to think, why do you want those things again? I mean, the ghetto is trash. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be redlined either.
But is that going to save you?
As Morpheus said in The Matrix, you think that's air you're breathing? Interesting. Okay. We got any comments, sweetheart, before we get up out of here?
Yeah.
Also, before we get up out of here, we need some help with the Paul Roach and Negro of the Week, okay? I put the Twitter down, and I've noticed I don't have a grasp on what's trending. You know what I'm saying? I got the news. I understand what's happening. I've been reading, but like the paper take a week to get to the trending topic.
What do we do for the nigga who's the opposite? What was it?
Oh, was it the who was the bitch nigga of the moment? Who was it? Oh,
the Paul Roach bitch nigga of the moment.
No, it wasn't the Paul Roach. It was somebody else. It was like
Is he still here?
Who was our favorite bitch nigga? The blue face. It was a couple people.
The blue face award.
The blue face bitch nigga of the moment.
Yeah, I got a nominee.
Okay, and we talked about another Paul Robeson. Who was saying earlier?
Oh, it was in the first segment, I think.
All right, we'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, comments. Maurice says, I told Naya it's tool time. Use whatever tool you have for the moment. Kendall says, I'm holding this kid right now, BMO, and I'll tell you, love trumps fear every time. Damn. That's real.
Damn, that's real.
Yeah. Jordan says, you could do it afraid. Kendall says, mail me those cards, man. Drew says, depends on how you define sellout. Oprah and Tyler Perry both own all the things they've done. Is that selling out, though?
I wouldn't say that Tyler Perry is sold out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Tyler Perry sold out.
He's embarrassing, but that's more of like a feeling than an actual thing.
Shamiko says, you said this at Afros and Audio. Kirsty says, it depends on how you define success. Maurice says, being black feminist is beautiful and lasts longer. Geronimo says, meant to send this during the blame game segment. There are legitimate black radical orgs, not the reactionary ones that would benefit greatly from our skill sets, and are willing to die for it.
Oh, willing to die. Y'all know how real death is, though? Like, that's it. Ooh, goodness. It just gave me it made me rub my eyebrow. Okay. Woo.
And Kendall says, why not Elon for ruining Twitter?
Damn, Twitter.
Right.
R.I.P., brother. R.I.P., brother, Twitter. It was nice knowing you. Twitter had white parents. And they took them back. All right, y'all. We want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Wake and Bake with Be Mo. Yeah. Go ahead and send me the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week nominees. I'm very interested in seeing what you got going on your neck of the internet. See what you got going on. People that you think are strong and brave. Thank you to the Washington Informer Bridge. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my man, Sir EU. Make sure y'all go check out the podcast in about an hour. Check out the immediate replay right here on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell the algorithm to fuck with us. We on our way to 1,000 subscribers. All right, I think we at a solid 250. Okay, so if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Stay for my man Jordan. We'll be right back with more. Well, I'm subscribed to me, of course. Was I not subscribed?
No, this is mine, but it's 241. It's at 241.
Oh, we at 241?
Yeah.
We not at 250. I lied, y'all. We're still on our way to 250,000. Okay. Check us out. Pull up on us. Check out my man Jordan is going to lead us. Detroit Rivers is going to lead us with a little Black Boy Joy. And we'll see y'all on Thursday for more Wake and Bake with Be Mo. Yeah.
Don't let this feeling slip away. You see, yeah, happy feelings. Frankie Beverly, your mate. Don't be amazed. Find yourself, learn your joys and pains. Live your voice and sing. The sounds of your heart. Don't you worry about a thing. And don't forget your lyrics. This is a reminder of joy every time you hear it. Just your birthright is joy. Smile, you can wear it contagious. Won't you share it? Let love loose, don't fear it. Just that black boy joy.
Black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Where I was raised, black boys was being destroyed. I grew up a black boy, they had stole my joy. Nobody put on my neck, so I do it for Floyd. Do it for Tamir Rice and for the underemployed. For the ones that gave back, communicated, deployed. I wanna give you a rope so that you can aboard. I wanna give you a hope so that you can avoid having to be a black man without no black boy joy. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy, get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy, say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy, get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy, say it again. For us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Rather us be entertainers than be getting knowledge. They funded our own genocide. The word is power. Killing niggas in every song. I think it's coward. Easier to act tough when you in doubt because the world incriminates us. Cause we in doubt. Now we afraid of our own kind and it's really wild. I think they got us backwards. I figured out it's easier to fit in than it is to stand out. So I'm black boy joy when I'm cruising around. And I'm black boy joy fresh hitting the town. And I'm black boy joy dancing cleaning the house. And I'm black boy joy when I go for a hike. Been black boy joy since I was riding a bike. My son black boy joy and that's crazy to me. I was miserable growing up, I really hated it, G. But the world is much bigger than I was able to see. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Smile.